Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is a continuation on real world manifesting. I talked a little bit about this last time and also shared some specific techniques. Today's focus is more about manifesting your individual vision, your individual desire within the collective. So, what I've noticed recently is that everyone has been dealing with a lot of pressure. They've had a lot of stresses, and they're hitting a kind of a tipping point with that. So there is something collective going on when everybody is doing the same thing. Um, Now there's astrological reasons for this, and there's actually some earth changes to do with this as well, the tectonic plates. So wherever you are in the world listening to this, you might notice, what's been going on in your region as well, because you might be picking up on earth level of things. But there's also collectively, as groups, we will go through different changes. So are we influenced by the group? Are we collectively creating? How do you create something different than everybody else? And that's a little bit different. That's when you're the only one going through this stress and pressure stuff because everybody else is happy with the status quo and you're trying to do something different. Kudos for you for being on the leading edge. So the thing that I notice that we do this collectively. We'll do this as groups, unless you are on a rock in the Pacific or the Atlantic, watching this on the satellite, because there's nobody else around you. We are existing with other beings, we are existing with other bodies, with other personalities, and so there are generalized themes. The shift in this awareness is when you are viewing this as consciousness, when you are working at the level of consciousness, you are not focused on resisting everyone else. You are not finger pointing at everyone else. It's their fault. This has happened. I'm like this because this thing in my past. All of that kind of awareness, that kind of finger pointing, that kind of other focus is what I would describe as bottom of the fish tank, as being, down there in the mud. Now, sometimes when we go through growth, we're excavating those levels. But when you're working at manifesting from consciousness, you become aware of what's going on in the collective. You become aware of what's going on with other people. But you're not in the realm, you're not in the level of resistance, competition, or doing better than, or less than, or you can just even see how that energy. What happens when you're engaging in that energy is that you're wrestling that energy, and it's not going towards manifesting. It's not going towards bringing something that you desire into your life. In fact, what you resist persists. What you resist, you can magnetically attract to you. So you can attract what you don't want by having that focus. So when you shift your awareness to yourself as consciousness, and that you are creating in this life as consciousness. Okay, so this life is an expression of your creativity as consciousness. And you are at choice for whatever you create. You're at choice for how you react to your creations. The whole experience as consciousness is that this is fun. This is exciting. This is effortless. This is swim time to consciousness. So if you think of consciousness as unified being in the unified field, everything is joyous, and then, for recreation, it focuses into manifestation into this physical form. It's like jumping into the pool and paddling around. So, and some of us jump into the pool, you know, and then find out how cold it is or how deep it is, and do I know how to swim? And some of us are a little bit more measured, and this is how I'm creating my reality, and the pool temperature's this, and I think I'll do the breaststroke. And so however you individually create your reality, it's fun. It comes from lightheartedness. You know that you are aligned as consciousness and that you're operating as consciousness. But it comes from this higher level, from this, not, it can be detached, but people mess up with detachment. They think detachment means not having any feelings. It's like, no, you're not creating this as Mr. Spock. Because detachment can also be amused, and amusement is not laughing at something, but just being amused in almost like this expansive parental way that you're amused at how your child creates, playing in the mud. And you're playing in the mud for the fun of playing in the mud. Your skin looks so great after you played in the mud. So when you shift your perspective to consciousness, all the struggle evaporates and fades away. And you notice what other people are doing. You notice how you are engaging in the collective. And then it's a really simple shift from left to right on how you engage, or choose not to engage. Do I feel motivated to engage or not to engage? And then the things that you might have been trying so hard to manifest are not important anymore. Don't manifest them anymore. Or you've dropped trying, and it starts happening. Or the most fun thing is it starts happening in miraculous ways, out of left field, not from where you were focusing, but out of left field. That's where the miracles tend to usually happen. And it'll be left field from your side. And in ways better than you could possibly have imagined. Because the expanded part of you has a bigger vision and a better idea. So just line up with your essential self, your inner being, the expanded aspect of you. Relax into that idea, be in agreement with it. See how this shifts. That too is another way of manifesting. So for more information about real-world manifesting, you can go to my website, joan-newcomb.com. That's joan-newcomb, Newcomb.com. And have a great manifestation of a day